Hello, everyone. Today we'll talk about an experiment and try to experience royal yoga, RAJ yoga. When thinking about yoga, and especially in the recent modern times, when we hear this word yoga, we think about physical postures or even physical exercises or breathing exercises. And that definitely is part of this cluster of what is called yoga, that is Hatha yoga, and different forms of yoga that are there. But there is one form of yoga which is called Raj yoga or royal yoga, which is about our mental postures, the positioning of our mind. And Raj Yoga focus on that. What would be the best positioning of our mind to deal with this world in a peaceful way, in a loving way, in a way where one can manifest the innate and even eternal nature of the true self, the soul. And not just focusing on bodily and physical positions, which are useful. I mean, body sits down in a chair. It is good to have an upright position. It is good to learn the different physical positions that help the body be healthy. It is good to know how to breathe and use the life force of the body in a good way. But we should never forget that we are spiritual beings. We are invisible beings of consciousness. And what is our attitude? What is our mental posture with which we go through life? And what is this mental positioning? This mental positioning includes having an awareness of who am I? Who is this real self? This being that creates thoughts and feelings, this being that experiences everything. Form is not a physical form, but the image that we use is the image of light, tiny star. Where have I, the being, have come from? We have come from that dimension of silence and light, another dimension beyond the physical world of matter, of sound, of time, and of movement, the dimension of silence and light, the soul world. And so to have that mental positioning, that mental awareness, that we are from that dimension of silence and light, we are beings of silence and light, beings who are playful and loving innately. And we come into this physical world, we come into this body to play this sophisticated game of human life. So if that is a mental posture to see the self, understand the self as a player, an invisible player, to play this game of life. We go through this journey through the physical world, and ultimately we will go back home. We belong to that home, and we belong to that one who is supreme, one who is eternally loving, one who is eternally peaceful, eternally wise, one who holds that broader perspective, one who is like a mother and father for all souls. So this mental positioning of the self as a spiritual being, a soul, that we are visitors in this physical world, we are players, we are travelers, and ultimately we will go back home, and that we belong to that supreme one in a relationship of child and parent, in a relationship of friends and companions. And those same feelings will then be towards others also. They are my spiritual siblings. They are also souls. So this mental positioning and going through the different scenes of the drama of life, practicing that, holding that, seeing the understanding it and living with that perspective, with that mental framework, that is what is called royal yoga or Raj yoga. And yoga, the word yoga, actually means remembrance, connecting again your mind and your understanding and your discernment with that supreme one who is like an ocean of wisdom. Remembrance or meditation, remembering the true self, remembering the big picture, and remembering the home and the eternal parent, remembering the family of souls. Royal yoga. And so, apart from the physical exercises that we do to maintain the health of the body, to restore the natural and innate strength of the body, let us not forget to do Raj Yoga, Royal Yoga, to restore the strength of the soul, the real self, to allow the innate nature of the soul, which is peace, which is love, which is purity, which is freedom, which is a deep sense of being safe, an awareness of the self as the immortal being of consciousness, to allow that innate nature to emerge. And of course, the word yoga, the word remembrance, is also used for meditation. Meditation is the practice where we reflect on these understanding. For example, this eternal question of who am I? To reinforce and to wake up that long forgotten memory, and that it becomes a living reality again in our mind, in our understandings. The real self is this living light, that it is not just a nice theory, but that it becomes a reality. This body is the vehicle. This body is the tool with which the soul plays this game of human life. So let's have a few minutes of practice, of meditation, of yoga. And we turn our attention inwards. And inwards means withdrawing from sense experiences, withdrawing the attention from what we hear, what we see through these eyes, what we smell through this nose. It is still there, all of that, but you as if shift that attention away and become more and more aware of the being that is you, the one who experiences everything, the one who creates thoughts, the one who carries memories, the one who has a certain attitude, also called the inner being, can be called the higher being. In Raj Yoga, the name for the being is soul, the real self, one who is a visitor in this body, a visitor on this planet. And just for a minute or two, hold in your mind an image of a tiny star, a living being, but in the image of light. Benevolent, pure, serene light, free. And whenever we use the word I through sound or even in the mind through thoughts, let this image come to mind, not the body. Body, the gender, the culture, the color of skin, all of that is part of the tool, the vehicle. The real self is genderless, beyond color of skin, a timeless, bodiless, benevolent, pure being of light. And drop all these limiting and maybe even wrong and false beliefs about self. Pure, timeless, innocent, free, living light, playful, peaceful, imperishable, tiny star of serene light. Temporarily operating this body from the center of the forehead. And just immerse the mind in this awareness whilst holding this image on the screen of the mind. Living light, eternal soul, connected to the Supreme. These are the initial stages of royal yoga. This is an invitation to explore more. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.